Welcome back to another video, guys. It's your bro Ryan here.
And your bro Taylor.
Today's video might seem a little bit similar to a video we've made in the past. This video is about credit cards, but more importantly, credit cards that you can get when you usually have zero credit score or a very low credit score. The difference in today's video is we have a little bit more details we wanted to point out, and we wanted to rank them like you guys seem to love in our last credit card video. So really let you know which we thought is the best of this list and the worst of this list. So let's get into it.
Stop wasting money on that dumb shit and instead put it in investment. I know it's tempting. You'll spend it and be broke again.
Alright guys, just a quick disclaimer to start the video. All these cards say you can get approved without a hit to your credit. So if that's something you're worried about, you don't with these cards. That was a pre-qualifying factor that they needed to have. So starting out with number one is the Discover It Student Cashback Credit Card. Now obviously in this tier, this card has no annual fee, but you'll also get a great 5% cash back on different categories each quarter, up to a quarterly max they've set, and then you'll get 1% back on everything else. Another great feature that sets them apart is they do have an unlimited cash back match at the end of your first year. So if you've earned $200 cash back, you automatically get $400 cash back. And just another disclaimer, you do need to be a student to get the card, but you can continue to use it after you graduate. Plus, an additional feature that we didn't have in our previous video is they do offer a 0% intro APR for 6 months on purchases. Then there's a variable 18.24% to 27.24% standard variable purchase APR. Now, all that to say, we are a fan of Discover, and we think this is a great card. Only limiting factor, of course, being that you do need to be a student. But if you do fit in this category, we are setting this in the S tier. We just think this is a great card. Great benefits for this tier, frankly. 5%. Is something you don't see on a lot of high tier cards. Right. So to have it here, even though there is a cap, is a great thing to see. Plus that unlimited cashback match, very nice.
Right. Being a zero to low credit and a student, and these are the features you're getting, we thought this was a great opportunity, great card. So we did leave it in the S column, like Taylor said. Now, rolling right into our second card, we're sticking with Discover with this one, and we're doing Discover It Secure card. Now, if you can't figure it out by the name, this is a secure card. And there is no annual fee. And your initial deposit is refundable, and you'll automatically be evaluated for an unsecured card. There's 2% back on gas and restaurants up to $1,000 per quarter, and then 1% back on everything else. This card also offers the cashback match at the end of the first year. However, when you're looking at an interest rate for this card, you're looking at about 28.24%. That percentage makes sense because it is a secure card, so there is more risk to it, but it is still in the Discover tier, the Discover realm, which we do still like a lot. So we decided to place this in the B tier.
Yeah, like Ryan said, pretty solid card. Discover's great, but with any secure card, there are going to be some drawbacks. We will go ahead and put it out there that this is one of the best secured cards. So if you don't see any other secured cards on this list, that's just because for our personal opinion and preference, this is the secure card we would choose if we had to.
Right.
So just go ahead and put that out there. Now moving on to the third card, or I guess I could say third, fourth, fifth. Gets a little bit confusing right there, but these are the Petal credit cards.
We'll go with 3A, 3B, and 3C.
Yeah, there you go. So the most common thing is you start at the Petal 1 card with no or bad credit, and you're able to graduate to the Petal 2 once you've developed some better credit habits and have improved your credit score. So with the Petal 1, you'll get 2 to 10% cash back at select merchants such as Adidas, McDonald's, H&M, and all that. And then there's a variable APR of 25.24% to 34.74%.
Ooh, that's pretty high.
Yeah, so we're getting into some high APR ranges here. But again, this Petal 1 is kind of for that lower tier of credit. Now, even below that is the Petal 1 Rise. It's basically the same as the Petal 1. The biggest difference being there is a $59 annual fee. And the variable APR is anywhere from 28.49% to 35.74%. So this is for people that have terrible credit. And hopefully you're able to avoid this. The ones they advertise the most are the Petal 1 and Petal 2. But for those that are I can't even qualify for the Petal 1, maybe you'll have to look at the Petal 1 Rise. We do hate that annual fee, but that is just something you might have to deal with. And then the Petal 2, you'll get that same 2 to 10% cash back at select merchants, and then 1 to 1.5% back on everything else. So that 2 to 10% back sounds great, but chances are you're not going to get all these merchants to get you that 10% back. There are certain qualifying terms you need to meet, and not all the listed or advertised merchants that they have are going to always give you back the percentage. So they all make that disclaimer, on average, people will get somewhere between the 2 to 10% back at least one merchant per quarter. So given how kind of up in the air that is, that's not a super high selling point for us.
Yeah.
I mean, it does look nice, but it's just not something that me personally, I get super excited about, and I'm not banking on that.
And that's their real rewards. That's all the rewards
Yeah,
they're really
yeah.
offering, and you're not guaranteeing that, and you're not giving a lot. So it is a major pullback for us.
Yeah. And for all those reasons, that's kind of why we decided to put it just below at the C tier. You know, solid card. And if you are at least able to avoid the Petal One rise, you know, there are some cool things about it, how you can graduate to a higher card, but just not the same rewards and infrastructure that we see in the Discover series.
So moving right along to our next card, our fourth card, is Capital One Platinum card. So the Capital One Platinum card, it has no annual fee like the rest of these cards. It has no foreign transaction fees, and that's about all of it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the funny part about this card. It gets you a credit card, but
Yeah.
it's a bare bones skeleton. There's really nothing else to it. There's no rewards. There's no big perks. So this is not a card that jumps out to us.
Yeah.
But we put it on here as an option, as maybe you don't care about the rewards. The APR for this one is about 29.99%. So it's pretty high as well.
Yeah.
But this is such a bare bones. There's nothing to it that I would look elsewhere unless I had no other option.
Yeah, this is kind of a card that, you know, I've heard some good things about maybe building some credit, but once you've done it, I don't see this as a credit card you would keep.
Yeah.
Whereas the rest of these, you know, they have some benefits to them where you may still keep the card after you've built some good credit.
Yeah. But hey, who knows? Let us know in the comments if you got this one and why you chose to go for this one. That would be great information for us going forward. But because of this, we decided to put this in the D tier.
And rounding out our list is a card you may have heard us talk about before, and it's a bit of a broad card here. It's just your local credit union card. Now, they almost always have no annual fee. They're very simple fees, lower interest rates, but also nothing too flashy with their rewards. But this is just a good, consistent card that I think almost everyone starts with. That's what I started with. I think that's what you started with. So it's just a good, basic card. Your local credit union is not out to get you. They're friendly. You'll probably have a branch in your area if you need to ask questions. So just that side of things, the simplicity of it all is very appealing.
And I can't say this with 100% certainty, but I do want to say I've read somewhere or I've heard about that credit unions typically will accept you even if you have rough credit. They're more willing to, I guess, take that risk a little bit.
Yeah.
Versus some of these bigger banks that are just looking at the numbers. Oh, they don't have this, they're out.
Yeah.
So you can maybe work with the credit union and maybe skirt by even if your credit is low or you have zero credit so far. So that could be a great opportunity. And also, typically with credit unions, you're going to have lower interest rates, so you don't have to worry about like these 30, 35% that are absolutely wild. You can go to just about any and probably still today get 13 to 18% pretty easily.
Yeah. Because your local credit union is also probably who you bank with for all your other accounts. So just having a simple credit card is kind of something that a lot of them offer. All that being said, given how, you know, simple it is and how we both did it ourselves and we probably recommend it as a good starter card for just about anyone, we've decided to put it in the A tier. So pretty high, but obviously how it doesn't have quite the rewards that the card in S tier has. So we took it, you know, a knockdown from that.
And we chose to put it pretty high again because it doesn't offer no rewards. It's just not going to be the top of the line rewards.
Yeah, usually a simple
like 1.5 points on something like that. And so it's very desirable for that manner.
Now we hope you guys got something out of this. We decided to add some of the APRs and go ahead and put everything in a ranking because you guys seem to have liked our previous video, like we said. If you do like these rankings, please let us know. We'll continue to do it in that format. I do think it adds a little something that I appreciate. But hey, if you guys are like, no, just give me the information. Let us know down below.
And always, if there's a card you love, you've had, and you said this is an absolute D or an F, let us know in the comments. Or if there's an A or an S that we missed in this category that we're choosing a no credit score to a low credit score, that you've used this card starting out and you thought it was great or terrible, please let us know in the comments. We can learn from it. The community can learn from it. And it's great to hear from you. So we look forward to hearing that. Please don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for next week's video.
Stop wasting money on that dumb shit and instead put it in investment. I know it's tempting. You'll spend it and be broke again.